There you go. Hi. Oh
You
my
need to
God.
go change. You have to wear black to
No,
match
do
us.
not look at me right now. I'm wearing blue on blue.
That's okay. That's okay. That's
Mary
fine.
Grace and I didn't even coordinate, and look at us.
I know.
We know the vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look at you two. I know.
Yeah.
Should I go put black on real quick?
maybe.
We can have no, that's inappropriate to talk about anymore. You know, like that rapper that used to have those parties. We can't talk about stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But you know what? We all accept everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Mary Grace.
Hi.
Welcome to #Run Talk as a guest. Yay!
I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be fun.
Me too.
I'm excited too. I am so excited. For you guys that are just popping on, we know that it's a little bit later than what we're used to, but that's okay. Nobody can worry too much about that. We had to accommodate Mary Grace for her time change and where we're at. So,
Kind of
No
late.
biggie.
What?
It's no biggie.
Well, I'm still at work, so this is my work.
oh my gosh.
You
Well,
know.
it's like dark out. Like, well, it's getting closer. Lauren, have you ever made pickle wrap dip?
I've made pickle wraps, not the dip.
Not the dip, but have you heard of it, Mary Grace?
had
Mary
it.
Grace's face. Did you see her face? She was
What?
like,
What's pickle wrap dip?
oh,
You would
this is
love
so
it.
good. I was thinking about this because I knew as Midwesterners, pickle wraps were probably not something else that everybody was, but we're having dip week at work. Dip week. And I had to make pickle wrap dip. So anyway, I made that literally right before this, so that's kind of what my 2-minute delay was.
That's okay. What did you put in yours? Like the dried beef,
dried
cheese,
beef,
pickles?
and then I used dill pickles and just cream cheese and mixed it all up, and then you just dip crackers into it. But pickle wraps, I know.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm like, what is this? That's like Utah and their Jello. Like, let's put like carrots in our Jello.
That sounds like every household in like the 1960s.
Cottage cheese and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like we're gonna have Jello. Oh, great! Except for we're gonna add some vegetable to it, and then all the kids are like, "No, I'm not having
Yeah. It makes it so much healthier.
it." Yeah.
Okay. Is this good? Pickle wrap dip? Is it good?
I mean, I think it's pretty.
I
good.
like it.
I do
I
think
like
I
dill
like pickle
pickles.
wraps better. A pickle wrap is just you take a pickle and you put cream cheese on the dried beef, and you just wrap it up and eat it.
It's so salty, but it's actually really good.
Okay, I'm gonna try this. I'm like, maybe when I come out there, I'll try it because I don't know if I can. I have to have it from a professional, right? Like,
Okay, if
From a
that's the case,
true Midwesterner, yes.
yeah,
yeah.
like, I'll try it. I like pickles, so they've got to be good.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
and
as long
I
as you like
imagine
cream cheese as well, you'll be fine. You'll love it.
it will
Okay.
be good for a runner. I mean, it's the sodium.
Yeah, I do like pickles for like I do like pickles, and I like drinking the juice every now and then.
Everyone in the chat's like pickle wrap dip. What in the world? I
Thank
love this.
you.
It's like
I'm
when we
so
talk
happy
about
to
chili and
listen.
cinnamon rolls, people just go nuts, you know?
Yeah, I like corn dip, but
Oh, well.
That's your favorite post-marathon treat, isn't it?
Is corn dip?
corn dip or like guacamole, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so where'd that come from? I mean, that's what you have post marathon.
Yep. It was just yummy. Well, I had it once when I did St. George Marathon. I went to like a friend who was running it too, went to their Airbnb and they had the corn dip and I was like, I'm just gonna take this whole like crock pot and eat it. And I like seriously did. And it was like the best. So
Okay, explain yours real quick because I'm curious to know if it's the same corn dip I've been eating all week long at my work because we've had dip.
probably it's just like cream cheese and corn and
Does it have
Does it have like
peppers? and-
rumtel in it? Like tomatoes?
no.
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 Is it like a lotte dip?
I don't know.
It has like little peppers and jalapenos in it, doesn't it?
You can add it if you want.
Oh
But it was like but the pepper jack cheese and just more
Yeah.
cheese.
I
So
want more cheese.
and more
I love
cheese. And just yummy and just so good after. So but yeah, that was one of my things I would have. Or chips. I love chips after I race. There's something about a good bag of chips and a Sprite.
that. And a Sprite. I
There's
love
something about carbonation for sure. And like all that sugar, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I
and
agree.
Utah, we have tons of carbonation soda pops, soda places here. Whatever you guys want to call it here. So
You can call it soda pop. Well, I mean,
soda pop, soda. I call it soda, but
Lauren, do you call
whatever.
it pop?
I call it pop.
You call it pop? No, I call it
See,
soda.
I'm kind of both. Like sometimes I'll be like pop, sometimes I'm soda. It just kind of
Yeah.
depends on my mood.
Yeah, right? It really does depend on the mood.
Well, I
Kind of
didn't
thing.
mean to start our conversation off with food, but I mean, why not? Because
Well, I'm
food is
hungry, so
definitely
that's
a
probably why,
factor
too.
when it comes to running. And can we just touch base though, real quick? What is the status? How many people did end up checking out the baby stroller with?
Oh gosh, I think like only like three or
Wait.
four.
Before we go, can you give a little backstory on why you were pushing a stroller without a child? I think that for people listening, they're going to be completely unclear what's going on.
Right. Okay. So I have a neurological disorder that I got diagnosed with in November for running. It's a repetitive movement, and people can get it like when they play the guitar or vocal cords. Like one of the Backstreet Boys has it in his vocal cords. It's like 1 out of 350,000 people have it. It's very rare, and so it's just a neurological disorder. It could stem from being injured, and so it's kind of like just a perfect tailwind or whatever it's called. For when I tore my meniscus on my other foot, and then the surgery on my other leg. So it's just kind of a perfect combination for a storm. And so it's a neurological disorder of movement, basically. So it's called dystonia, walking and / running dystonia. So basically, I feel like I'm always walking in water with one leg, or like have like a 30-pound weight on one leg. So I'm always like when I step, I'm always like this. Sorry, I have dead skin falling. I got sunburned, so my legs are all peeling, and I'm like, oh. So my toes will curl like this when I pick up, like I'm trying to grip the shoe, and then they'll flex. Like they're always like this constantly. So,
Is it like cramping, kind of?
kinda. So like imagine you like when you pick up your foot, imagine like just flexing all your toes up,
Yeah.
and then like gripping like every single step. So
I'm doing that right
it's
now.
just started hurting.
Oh.
So when I run, if I'm holding on to the stroller, it helps me so I don't scuff as much because my foot won't pick up because my brain won't I don't know. It's so messed up. It just, yeah. So holding onto a stroller when I start scuffing or like when I need to can't get that pick up, it helps a little bit.
Okay,
So the stroller helped.
question about that. Did that come from, was that a suggestion from like a physical therapist, or were you just like, I'm going to try this?
Oh, for the stroller?
Yeah.
It was I was gonna try it. I'm trying everything. Lauren and I started talking about. I'm like, do you think? She's like, yeah, let's try it. I'm like, I'm gonna try it, and then it worked. So we were just playing around with ideas. So I've tried poles. I've tried. Next, I'm gonna try running with like holding on to somebody.
You know what
So-
you could do? You could set up your own babysitting service and like walk babies around to get them to go to sleep.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Charge people, and then you can make money while you're running.
That's actually true. But then I would have to like stay with the baby.
Yeah, you
I can't
can't.
just leave-
You can't leave this stroller.
Kind of bad. Do you know how hard it is to push a stroller? I never pushed a stroller when I had a baby. Like I did it twice, and I was like, yeah, I'll just get on my treadmill. It's too much work.
Yeah,
It
Lauren
takes a
does it
lot.
with two like mid-sized children.
I know. And she's just like, here, I'm gonna do like a 7-minute mile, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
No.
pushing a stroller, like that's awesome. So
Thank you.
Like-
I think for me, starting when Mitchie was like baby, as soon as I had pediatrician clearance to take him in the stroller, I think starting when he was little and then just as time went on, as they gain weight, you just have already gotten stronger. So
yeah,
it's something that if you're starting from zero and then pushing a stroller, especially since you're pushing a weight in there, I would imagine it's very challenging. Plus you have a lot more hills where you are.
oh my gosh,
I know.
so many. Like that's all it is. So the park I run at, it's very flat, and so I just run on like the dirt by it because that's all I can do. But my shoes are getting like all like the spikes in them, like I don't know what you guys call them. They're like thorns. So,
Okay.
but yeah, so I'm like, that's cool. But yeah, so pushing, I want to get a baby, or I want like a doll head and put it on my weight or something, or make it like fun. So
We should ask everyone in the chat to help us come up with a name for your
Oh.
weight baby.
Oh,
My weight
I love
baby.
it. Or
I know.
I was just thinking about this too. Maybe we need to make you a sign that says there is not a baby. This is for therapy.
Yes, honestly, I thought about it. Like, seriously, when I was running, I'm like, I should get like a sign on my shirt, like that I run backwards, or I run backwards, I run forward. Don't judge me. I don't know. I need something because when I'm running backwards, I'm like getting weird looks, and I'm like, I'm trying, but
Well,
I do need something for my baby too.
Let's go back to the beginning though. Like let's talk about you as a runner because right now that's kind of like your story right now, but that's not your story from the beginning of all of this, and you are an accomplished runner who has run majors. So let's talk about that and how did you get into running in the first place? Have you always been a runner?
No, so I started in 2016, and I just like added up. I'm like, I hadn't even ran a full 10 years before like I got injured where I couldn't run again. So that kind of was like, oh. So I started in 2016 because I started doing Beachbody, and I was like, I'm gonna get all fit and hot, and I'm gonna get like P90X, exit, and so dumb. And then I started running, and I just got fat, and I'm like, wait, because I didn't correlate. Like, you can't just eat everything. You have to like have a balance. And so I gained like 20 pounds running, and I'm like, this isn't all muscle, but it was not. It was so bad. So I did not do what P90X wanted me to do. I did not do it. But I got into it. I ran my first half with my coworker. She's a big runner. And then after that, I said never again. Like after your first, never, ever, ever, ever again. Because I spent like 2 hours in the restroom afterwards. Like I couldn't leave the park for 2 hours because I was so sick. And then another girl was like, let's just do another half. And after that, I was just like hooked. So you always have to get it 2 or 3 times, right? Before you're like, never, ever, ever again. So I started in 2016, and then I just kind of went from there, like just doing races. And here in Utah, there's 2 really good race companies, Revel and Runtastic, and their races are phenomenal. So, and then the community here is really tight knit. So it's been really fun and got a really good set of friends, and then just started, and then I pooped at the end. So
Wow.
not like poop, but like, well, yeah, but like,
Really, but figuratively, okay.
yeah, but figuratively, and yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's what
Mary
I'm
Grace
doing.
is going to tell all.
I
She's
love
it.
no
I love
detail.
it. That's what this is supposed to be about. I mean, if you can't, share your whole story, like share all the then what's the point, right?
Yeah, because like I am a pooper runner. Like I really do get sick, and so I have to be very careful with my nutrition, and I have to be careful what I put in my body. And it sucks because my last marathon, which was what was it? Oh, it was Boston last year. I like finally figured out like, oh my gosh, I have to do X, Y, and Z 3 or 4 days before versus like the night before, and like these things, but like it like registered like, okay, this is when you should drink the water so you're not peeing the whole time, or this is when you need to do this. Yes, you still need carbo load, but you still need to drink all your water like 2 or 3 days before so you're not dehydrated during the race or whatever. So it sucks that I figured it out on my last one, but
I know it is. It always just feels like a try. It always feels like an experiment because I like I'm playing with it right now too, and I'm gonna do. I have a 10K coming up like in 2 weeks or so, and then I am running another half at the end of the month, at the end of May. And I mean, I'm just like trying to figure out like how that's working for me, and I'm trying to rely on what I did last year. But truthfully, like what I did last year is not necessarily the same. Like I need to work on
Grow and evolve.
So
yeah, it's
That
really
part-
different every time. Every
yeah,
time.
I feel like your needs just change. And like right now, I mean, right before this, I ate an ungodly amount of food, and I have not done that in so long where I'm sitting here going, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm feeling a little guilty about it just because, but I ran 3 miles ahead of time and ran 2 this morning. So I'm like, okay, you're hungry, just eat. And
Yeah, your body needs it.
as a person that went through the whole weight loss thing, that's a struggle, is like, and I mean, you can, like you said, you had some experience with that, with like the beach body stuff and like that, and obviously maybe not the same level, but it's still having the idea of like, when you eat for running or eat for weight loss, they're very different,
Yeah.
like it's crazy how different it is. And like, then you put yourself into a different category of like, you're eating to build strength and you're eating to run and you're eating like it's crazy. So like I think that, you know, you talking about that and feeling sick and, you know, when you run and like figuring that out, like trial and error. So do you do just only real foods because of that? Or do you use gel, or like, what is that look like for you?
So
What did it look like? You know, like,
so it depends on the race. So for halves, I would use, I learned this, that my body, you know how people are like, oh, just do one goo or whatever. I learned that my body needed 1 to 2, even in a half. And it just depends. And I didn't do it by time. I did it kind of more by like, well, toward the end I got faster. So I kind of knew like, okay, at 30 to 40 minutes, I need a goo or something at this time. So I guess I did do it by time. And then, so I did goos. I'm trying to think what I did. I did goos in my halves, and then I did 2 or 1.5. And then marathons, like, it was just like what I wanted that day. Like Pop-Tarts before, because Pop-Tarts work better versus like
the elite.
Yes.
Run
Yes.
foods. Come on,
They work
people.
so much better than that peanut butter sandwich before a race or a banana. I don't like bananas. They gross me out. They're so
Interesting.
gross.
I did not know that about
They-
you.
I'm like, here, I'll use this much banana, like this big banana. I'm like, we'll use this much.
Oh my gosh. And does she or does she not say banana in the cutest way ever?
Oh, you guys are sweet. Yes, there you go. Yeah, you're sweet. And so for marathons, what I started doing, I would do like a Monts. So I didn't do real food. I did, well, I guess Monts, and then I would do a goo, and it depends because sometimes like, and it depends the weather, right? So I was a camel. I always packed too much, but I would do a waffle, like the Sting waffles. Those were good. Sometimes I carried a peanut butter sandwich when I ran on marathons, just because like my body would need something different every race, and I don't mind carrying. I don't care. Whatever. It helps me, right? Get a little faster. But yes, goos, waffles, Monts, and I think I did Swedish fish.
When you say Mott's, is that applesauce?
No, oh, sorry, no, sorry. They're like the kids, like fruit snacks from Costco.
Okay.
Like fruit
I
snacks,
thought
yeah.
you were referring to the applesauce pouches as well.
Yeah. No, it's like the fruit snacks from Costco, like the generic brand from Costco. Not the real, like I can't do the real ones. I have to do like the generic because I don't know if there's more crap in it or whatnot, but and
I need
then
the crappier ones.
right? Seriously, it works though. Like sometimes the more processed the better. And then fuel. I always had to carry fuel. I've thrown up too many times on races that I didn't have fuel, like water to drink down. I'm like, I will always carry water because when you throw up in your mouth and you can't get that out, like there's something about it. I think we lost Lauren.
I see that.
Lauren,
She'll pop back on here.
come back and stare at my favorite face. Come on. No, but yeah, after throwing up, I'm like, I will always carry water because I lost placement because I threw up and I couldn't get the taste out of my mouth. So I lost taking first on a race. And I was like, okay. I took second by like
Grace,
5 seconds.
you're sitting here talking about how fast Lauren is, which you and I both know that she's very fast, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, so when you say, I'm going to bring her back in here.
Do it.
She just got tired of listening to you talk about fruit snacks, I guess.
I know. She's like, I
You
don't want to
guys.
hear this. I don't want to hear this.
Our Wi-Fi just crapped out, so sorry about that.
That's okay. Forgiven.
Yeah, we'll let it slide this time.
We've been having all sorts of issues. I don't know, and it's at the same time every night,
Oh, sure.
between 7:30 and 9 p.m. So sorry about that.
We were just kind of talking a little bit about, well, we were still kind of talking about food and fueling and how Mary Grace said that she got sick and made her lose first place. And so I said, Mary Grace, you sitting here telling me how fast Lauren is, but come on, you're getting first place in these runs. Like, what in the world? So let's talk about that. Like, I mean, not that you don't have to mention pace. Like, obviously,
I don't care.
You run your own race.
I used to be so fast, and I didn't think I was fast. And now I'm like, I watched a video back from before my injury, and I was like running at 8:30, and I was just talking normal. And I'm like, I'm on an easy run right now, and I'm like, at 8:30, like that was easy, and I'm like, oh, here I'm at like a 15, I'm huffing it, and I can't, and it's fine. I've learned to accept. I've learned to accept it, and that was really hard for me after my injury and then getting dystonia. It was really hard to see my pace get slower and slower versus because my goal in 2023 before I tore my meniscus on my right foot, my goal was like, okay, I'm gonna start hitting these 6-minute paces. Like that was my goal. I was gonna train for that, and then life just went down. But it's just crazy because you just never know, and it's okay to be fast or be slow and then get fast and then become slow again. It's just different journey, different times, which sucks, but it is what it is. And you just have to accept what you're given, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I used to like running fast.
Mary Grace, with Boston on Monday, what were some of your highlights from when you ran Boston?
Ooh. Okay, for the first year, okay.
So how many times have you run Boston, first of all?
I ran it twice.
Okay.
So, okay, my thought is this. If you qualify for Boston your first time, get qualified again as fast as you can for the following year. So you can do it 2 years in a row, right? That way you have the experience. If you have a bad Boston, the first one, which I did, it was really bad. The second year, it was more magical, and it was really like, oh my gosh, this is what my Boston should have been the first year. Highlights. Sorry, I'm still at work, so every now and then I'm like, highlights from Boston. Oh man,
The food.
I know, right? Okay, so the first year I was kind of like sticker shocked when I went out there. I went with my husband. I'm like, I'm not paying $25 for a hamburger. Like, this is ridiculous. So I was under like, where I'm like, we'll split it, like this one hamburger. And so I didn't eat as well as I should have. And then I actually had COVID running it.
Oh.
So don't have COVID, not knowing it. And then I got food poisoning. So don't do that either.
No,
But
kidding.
I think highlights from it. Just enjoy it. Like, but it's hard. It's hard when you mentally go in, you're like, this is Boston, this is my first one. I'm gonna do well. I'm gonna race it. Da da da. You have like all these expectations, and then you go out and the expectations aren't what, like I had high expectations. Like I wanted to get a PQ. I didn't. I crumbled, honestly. And so that's why the second year was so much better. I went and got the pictures I wanted. I was more relaxed. I didn't care.
Wait a second. Wait, so did you just say you wanted to run Boston to BQ?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you have to explain this.
And Boston's not an easy course either. So to BQ on Boston is like way impressive.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
like, you
so
can-
I wanted to. I didn't get it though.
qualify for the race that you're racing while you're racing the race that you're racing?
Yeah. That was my goal the first year. So that didn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I learned something, and that's a big mind blow for me.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that was even a thing. Like
Because a lot of people,
here.
well, a lot of people run Boston because they run it to enjoy it, right? That's their victory, right? But at the same time, like I was like, I'm gonna run it, and I'm gonna run it hard, and then it just didn't work out.
So it didn't happen.
Yeah,
That's running. Sometimes you take a risk, and sometimes it pays off big, and sometimes you get crap weather or you bonk, and that's running.
and it was bad weather.
Speaker right there, huh? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes you just sign up for something on a whim.
I know. She's so awesome.
Hey,
So awesome. that you
and
did
I will
that.
say, I don't want to make this about me, but Mary Grace was instrumental in me making that decision. I was texting her back and forth, and so Mary Grace is partly to blame for that.
Well, we do want to just let everybody know that last Friday evening into Saturday, Lauren ran 50 miles and got second place out of the female group and just blew the race out of the water. So let's everybody cheer.
I know,
her.
so
Yeah,
good.
it's
11th
it is
overall,
absolutely amazing. She's
like-
not going to do that for herself, but we will do that for her. So
It was amazing. It was so
absolutely amazing and so
so-
enjoyable. And we celebrate everything about that, and we should, Lauren. We should celebrate that. Everybody celebrates that. That's freaking insane.
But did you run downhill? Just kidding.
You know what? It was more like crawling downhill because the rocks were gigantic. And it
Oh my
was
gosh.
almost, it was, and then when you're running the first 2 laps in complete darkness, and you're, in a race like that, you have to protect your legs. You can't risk getting injured, or you are risking getting injured every step, basically. But you have to do your best to minimize falls. So you have to take the downhills when it's rocky pretty cautiously, which I don't like, but that was that. So it was funny. I had anticipated I would make up time on the downhills, and that actually ended up taking just as much, if not more time than the uphills. But that's part of the joy of ultra running, is especially if you sign up for a race that you know nothing about the course, is it's all a surprise on race day.
You're so awesome.
We have someone in the chat that said they are running their first Boston. So
Oh my gosh.
we are so excited for you.
You're gonna love it.
You are going to do amazing, and we will be cheering you on as well. Like I'm in awe of people that go and that do these major races, especially, because they're a lot of logistical planning, really.
There is.
Man alive. I like just the environment alone, and watching even the spectators. Like, I mean, the fact that there's so many people there, and like getting to the starting line is hard enough. Like, I mean, obviously getting to the starting line of Boston is pretty dang hard anyway, but like, so Mary Grace, I just think that's the coolest thing ever. And I think that no matter what your journey looks like from this point forward, you have done some very incredible things. And like, I love how you say being grateful for it is where you're at, because like,
Because you don't know.
oh,
I have a picture that I took in Boston last year, and it said, I don't remember. Oh my gosh, it's on my Facebook, but it's like, you don't know when you'll never be able to do this again, so enjoy it, basically. And it was like in Boston, and like I ran past that sign, and I'm like, oh hell yeah! So I turned back, and I'm like, can I take a picture with this? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, F yeah, because like, I'm sorry, I swear when I run, because I'm like, because I do, because I'm like, F this sucks, but I'm like, oh F yeah. And so like I took a picture with it, and I'm so grateful I did, because like, and it'll be there this year. They'll have the same sign, and take a picture. Like, just enjoy it. Like, I went off on the side. I danced with people. I was like, they'll have like the CrossFit people who are rowing, and had they all not been taken, I would have gone on and rowed, because like in reality, it is a celebration of working such like your ass off. Like, it is. That's why. I'm gonna backtrack. That's why I tell people, like, if you qualify for Boston, so like I qualified in April, and then I turned around and did another race in November, and I qualified again for the following year, which I'm grateful for. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to have that back to back because of my knee surgery. But because of that, I was able to have, like, I had a horrible experience my first year, but because of that, I went back, because I'm a firm believer of like the GOAT. I can never say his name. Kochi.
Kipchoge.
Yeah, him. Because like my friend sent me a quote as I laid on the hospital med tent, because I ended up in the med tent for 2 hours in Boston with hypothermia, and
on the first one.
mhm,
Okay.
it was bad. Like, yeah, I was so sick, and I had Raynaud's, and it was just, and again COVID and like all those things, and so just his advice was just like, pick yourself up, keep going. So I'm like, next year I'm going to do it, and I'm grateful I had that chance to do the two. Because so if you can qualify for it in two, like back to back, do it, so that way you can have a maybe not so good experience, or have a great, and then try to get BQ or whatever on course. I don't know if you can afford it as well, because it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. None of the majors are cheap, but Chicago was super more expensive, by the way, than Boston. I was like, how is Chicago more expensive than Boston? But it's fine. It's fine.
It's worth it, right?
Yeah, that 5K I ran, it was so worth it.
You can't put a monetary value on fun.
I
And you got to hang out with me and a
It was
bunch of
so
really
much
cool
fun.
run talkers.
It was so much fun. It was.
No, you know what's so funny? I actually was looking at booking. So we have one flight that flies out of our little town. You know, Lauren and I grew up. Well, Lauren, I live in the town Lauren grew up in. Okay, so we have one flight, and it's to Chicago. And I thought, oh, I'm gonna go, and I'll be supportive, and it's my sister's getting married that weekend, so I feel like as a bridesmaid, I should probably stick around home.
Right.
I think you'd have.
But I'm glad I double checked, because I was really in my head. I thought her wedding was October 25th, which sounds terrible, but you know, like I was gonna do it, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad she reminded me that it's October 11th. So that weekend's out for me, unfortunately, which I'm super bummed about, but you know.
And that's for this coming up one or last year's?
That's for this one. So I want to come in, see everybody and be there to support everyone. And then I have some big stuff following the next weekend with the Des Moines Marathon. So it's like, oh my gosh, you know,
A lot.
yeah, there's a lot
You
going
should just
on.
do it. You don't need your sister.
Yeah. Well, I know. She goes, well, you know, my wedding's October 11th. And I was like, no, October 25th.
You're like, I know when your wedding
I know when
is.
my own wedding is.
Seriously.
Grace, can we talk a little bit about downhill running and specifically racing and what your thoughts are on that?
Oh my, people are so stupid.
All over Run Talk as one of the most controversial things lately.
It's a topic right now, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's-
let's do
yeah.
that.
Downhill running.
So-
Like,
It always is controversial. Sorry, I got really cold at work. It is always a controversial topic around this time every year because people are so mad about and when the time slots go in, right? Like when Boston is like, yep, you're accepted, you're not. People are like, oh, those Revel races should not count. I always say what goes up must come down, or what goes down must come up. So I've done a lot of races where I'm literally running like downhill, but then the next mile is a straight uphill and downhill. Like Big Bear, which is Revel, it's a faster course, but the first 8 miles you're running up and down, up, and it's not like I'm running up a hill. Like if I could flip my camera around, I'll show you the mountains. They're like you're running up a mountain, and it's like
You're high at altitude too,
yeah, it's not easy.
where the air is much thinner.
Yes.
does it make you wonder where these things come from? Like it can't be from people that have actually done it. You know what I mean? Like it cannot be. It's from somebody looking from the outside, looking in, having no experience with it, just saying that because it goes down, it should be easier. When really and truly, the mechanics of your body, it's not easy. Running down a hill isn't easy ever. Like, I mean, you have your momentum's being pushed. Like, I don't get it. I guess it's strange.
It's dumb because like where I live in Utah, like I don't have the option of running a flat course. Like unless I run a track or run on my treadmill, or there's no possibility.
Tiny loop or something. in
Yeah.
a park. Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm doing right now because it is
Yeah.
flat. But it's like, am I gonna do 26 miles this way? No. So, I think people just hate, like they don't understand, or because they haven't accomplished it, or they have accomplished it. Like running on a flatter course, they're like, oh, that's cheating. But at the same time, like you're still running 26.2 miles. Like it's not easy. Go and try it. Blow out your calves. Do whatever you need to do that because it's not easy. I could probably and this sounds bad, but I could probably have run a flat course when I was training for my my second Boston qualifier. It was Mount Charleston, and it's kind of a gradual. Like everybody's like, it's super steep. But to me, I'm like used to like these big, so I'm like, it's just a kind of gradual. I probably could have qualified and got a better time on a flatter course because I was training on a treadmill, just going straight and a flat thing. So I think I probably could have got a better time on a flat, but I don't know. So I think people just hate for stupid reasons.
I think you're
Honestly,
right.
and I think
My thoughts on it. I don't think a lot of people understand, and I've done Revel races, and they are not my PRs. Not for the half distance, not for the full. And that was the one and only DNF in a marathon that I've had as well. So I think that there's a lot of misunderstanding that when you're running downhill for 26 miles, especially when you're losing 5,000 feet like you do in the Revel races, it takes such a toll on your quads, hamstrings, even calves, that unless you are like really properly trained for that, and even if you are still taking a beating. And so yes, like cardiovascularly, it's easier. Like your heart rate's going to be lower than what it is running those paces on flat.
yeah.
But it does not guarantee. You have a better chance of running faster downhill, obviously, in a marathon, but it's not a guarantee. And unless Boston changes their qualifying standard, I do not personally understand the hate, especially because there are no limitations to entering these downhill races. Literally anybody can sign up for them. And so I think often the hate is coming from some runners seeing other people running really fast times and feeling insecure about themselves.
Yeah.
And I personally am not here for that. Like I will never understand not cheering for other people. Running is a very individual sport. And really at the end of the day, the only person you should be competing against is yourself. And so that's why these controversies, I think, oftentimes are a quick grab for people to get high views and get that kind of rage bait engagement. And I personally, like, that's not the kind of run talk that I like seeing, because at the end of the day, everybody's out there doing their best, and if they want to run a downhill course, it doesn't affect you. So like, why does that make people so mad? I don't get it. So that's my 2 cents. But
I agree. And people just hate. Like, people just want to, if they're not happy, then they're gonna be like not happy with like other people, or they're gonna be miserable. One of the races when I ran Big Bear, I remember there was a girl who was in front of me, and she is negative. Like, she's in my little run group, but she's always negative. And I remember, like, I was going to pass her, and we were in the last, like, probably quarter of a mile. And I'm like, I had it in me to go past her, but I knew if I passed her, even though we started at different times, I knew if I passed her, she would be mad at me. So I actually held back on my time, because I'm like, do I piss her off or get a better time? And I'm like, I'm just gonna slow down, and it's just like,
do you
why?
regret that? I mean, is this somebody that you're like inviting to like watch your kids for you sometimes? See, now I feel like at this current point in my life, I like never again will I do that, because I mean, I'm not passing very many people as my pace. I'm not, like that's, but I also know that I can't stand there and like worry about somebody else's
Right.
insecurities at this current point. And that's the craziest thing about where I myself am, is that I have so many things, and I know there are so many conversations being had about me and the things that I'm doing in my life. And it's just like, if I let those things hold me back, I will prevent myself from doing the greatest things that I will ever do in my life. Yeah, I will regret that more than anything in this world. So I hope, Mary Grace, the next time that you race with anybody, you blow right past them and leave them in your dust, because you should never, ever. Like, if you have that ability to power through, you better do it, girl.
Yeah. And, after I did it, like, I got a good time, and she was mad already, because like I wasn't training for a marathon, and I'm like, kind of like what Lauren did. Like, I was like, well, I signed up for the half, but you know what? I just want to do the marathon. Okay, I'm going to do the marathon. So like, I flew in from Hawaii. I literally flew in that morning, and then we got in the car to drive to California, and then we ran like the next day. And I had been training, but not really training. And like, I got a phenomenal time for not training and just being like, eh. And she was mad already. So I was like, and then my friends were like, you guys started at different times, so it wouldn't have mattered. I'm like, oh yeah. Like, so I should have passed her, but
it's timing, not gun time.
Yeah.
It's interesting though that you know that now, and like looking back at it, like, I bet now in this stage of where you're at, after thinking about it, you might have done that differently. And that's kind of an important thing to point out, especially as runners, is like, there's so many times where I think a lot of people will hold themselves back because of the fear of what someone else is thinking. And especially in this space, like, you know how long it took me to run outside? Because I was so worried about people driving in their cars, what they would think of how I looked while running outside. That's like kind of the dumbest thing ever. So like, I just want to point that out, that if you're in this space where you're sitting here feeling insecure about that, like, you are already doing so much better than those people who are in their cars driving because they're not outside running. But it takes a lot for us to get to that place where we can feel like secure enough with our own selves to be able to just do the things we want to do.
And as runners, we should, like Lauren and I talked about this the other day, like, why can't we just celebrate a person doing better than us? Like, it is okay. Like, my best friend, who is my running partner, if she didn't beat me, she would get mad at me, and she would not stay after the race to congratulate me. She would just take off. And I'm like, oh, but like, if I beat her, that's what she would do. And then I need new friends, apparently. But like,
no, you don't. You have us.
I know.
We're celebrating every win. I promise you that. And I mean it wholeheartedly.
That's how it should be. You should turn around. Like, if when I beat her, she'd be like, I would be like, where is she? And she's like, all right, I left. I'm like, oh. But if she beat me, she'd be like, oh, I want to take a picture. I'm like, turn around and celebrate those people, because they worked a lot. Like, it's okay. It's okay. It's a time and place. Like, you may take first today. You may take very last the next race. You don't know because your journey is so different than theirs. And it's like, and I've had to learn that, especially after these last 2 years of like where I'm at now, where I'm like, everybody is passing me. Before I'd be like, check. Oh, that person, check, check. And now I'm like, why is the guy in crutches beating me? Like, okay, like we're fine. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm still trying. And so everybody, it's just celebrate. Like you guys said, like, let's celebrate everybody. Cause like, I don't get why people are so negative about it. Like, you can be sad about your own time, like, oh, that sucks. But take that home with you and then like, you know, and process it. I don't know. I'm
it's
weird.
So funny because Lauren just said, you know, that running is so individual. I mean, running is such a personal sport. Like, it's literally only you. Like, what Lauren does has no impact on what I do. You know, like at the end of the day, we already know that we're in two different categories. However, I'm excelling in my category and she's excelling in hers. You know what I mean? Like, I like what I have set for myself, I'm excelling at, and what she does the same, you know, and like, you're coming back and learning, like, I mean, in your own right, Mary Grace, you're doing the same thing because you could easily just say, well, this is what the card I've been dealt, so I'm just going to sit here and, you know, be upset about it. No, you're outside pushing a baby in a stroller.
My baby. I know, we got to get a name for it. Got to get a name for this baby.
I mean, I think that that's such an important thing, and that's like that. If anybody takes anything away from this conversation tonight, it is that. Like, there's absolutely no reason for you not to be cheering for every single person that's doing better than you. And if you want what they have, literally go and figure out how they're doing it, you know, and like figure out how you can get yourself better. Like that's the biggest lesson I think every adult person should have like tattooed on their arm.
Right?
And I want to expand on that a little bit. I think it's easy to forget that not everybody has the same financial resources. People are different ages. People have, you know, depending on your work schedule. Like me, for example, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I have a lot more freedom now that my son's in school and that I have just one child home with me who's older. There's people who, you know, and that's what makes it so complicated. Depending on your geography, maybe it's not safe for you to run outside at night, or maybe you can't afford a treadmill, or maybe the closest gym is 30 minutes away if you live in a rural area. So these are all considerations too that all the more reason why you should stop comparing yourself to other people. And social media truly is almost always a highlight reel. And I do think TikTok, the Run Talk community, does a really good job of people showing kind of all of it. But if you're looking at things and you're only seeing people's wins, I can guarantee you that those people are having their struggles. Everybody does. And that's why truly it's like, compare yourself to yourself. And
you know what's even funny about that too, Lauren, is everybody can see right through it. You know, you and I have talked about that before, where like people can see right through your inauthenticity. Like, and if all you're ever showing in your life, and it's fine if that's what you choose to do because it makes you feel good. Like nobody's telling you can't. Nobody's saying that you shouldn't share what you want to share on social media. But the thing is that if all you're seeing is their good, you're not seeing the full picture ever. And like you're, you know, because that's just not life. Like life doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way for even the most well-off people in the world. Like it just doesn't.
You know, I agree with that. Well, it's hard too, because like you do see, like, hello, what, like the Utah runner girls here, they're all over, and I'm like, okay, but really, like that's not how it is. Like, but it's also important. I think running is like 1/3. Like I heard that like 1/3 of the time when you run, you'll feel great. Like, this is awesome. Like, yes. And the other time you'll be like, oh, that was an okay run. And then the next, like the other 1/3, you're like, that effing sucked. I hate my life. I'm never doing this again. I just peed my, yeah, like all those things, you know? And you're like, this is
horrible. It happens.
Yeah, right? I know, right? Yep. Because there would be times where my husband, I'd be like, come pick me up. I'm not doing anymore. He's like, well, aren't you going to do this? I'm like, nope, I'm capping it. I heard from a running coach. He's just said, if you're running and you're training and then you're in, like, let's say you're doing a long run or whatever, a hard run, and if you have to keep stopping your watch over and over again to try to reset, he's like, call it a day. If you're set and you're supposed to do 10 miles and you can only do those 3 miles and this took you X amount of time that it normally would never take you. He's like, cap it. Your body needs to have a break. It is okay. And I don't think runners give themselves enough grace to be like, it is okay today. Like my body does not, like, I want to do it mentally and I feel like I have to check it off, but it's okay. Like, if you're stopping your watch that much, it's okay. Call it.
That is such great advice, Mary Grace. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm kind of in that space right now, honestly. Like, I feel like that, where I have a training plan and I feel like I have to check off the boxes where, like, even then I'm like looking at my Garmin and my Garmin's like in the red saying, don't do it. And I'm like, I have to, it's on the plan.
Yep. And it's hard. It really is hard because, like, we don't want to give up. We're like, it's okay. We're fine. We're just going to keep doing it. But it really is something that I learned, like, later on in my short running career, that it's okay. It's okay to, like, just, there's going to be another day. And people are like, I'm going to lose my fitness. I'm like, no, you won't. No, you won't. You won't lose your fitness. You won't lose your fitness in a month. You won't lose your fitness. And sometimes you even come back stronger because you allowed your body to have that time that you needed, that you didn't know mentally that you needed it. So
you like, we always ask the question about runners' advice and, like, best advice that you have. Like, this entire conversation has been really great advice from you. Like, literally, don't quit. Make sure that you give yourself grace. Like,
it's okay if you pee your pants.
It's okay if you pee your pants.
You're not cool unless you pee your pants.
Guess what? That one's directed towards me, pretty sure.
Maybe me.
Sorry for all the dudes in there. You guys are lucky, okay?
All the men are like, what?
They're like, whatever.
You pee their pants? Just kidding.
You understand those.
The pelvic floor changes after kids. We'll just say that.
I know. Seriously. It's the truth. It's a fact. But it's okay. No, it's just crazy. I think because my running journey, I have gone from being, like, middle of the pack to, like, the front of the pack to now I'm like, I just want to be able to run without being in pain or hurting, or, like, I just want to be able to walk and run. And so, like, I think because I've come back and forth, it's just, I have a different point of view on a lot of things now.
Do you feel surprised? Like, did you ever surprise yourself when you found yourself at the front of the pack? You know, like, because I mean, I'm just asking because of the fact that, like, in the last 2 years and just now, the improvements that I started making on pace have really surprised me. I know why I'm having this improvement. Like, I can tell why, but it's like, I still, every time I do improve and I, like, watch myself with pace, I'm like, I can't believe this. Like, I'm actually really surprised. So I just wonder, like, did you have that feeling of like almost like, I can't believe I'm going to win this race, or I'm close to winning, or like, do you have that feeling? Like,
there's been a few races where I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in. Like, I study, like, I am a nerd when it came to running. I would, like, study last year's, like, okay, this person came in, this person took third. Okay, so I need to beat Bethany because she did this time. I really did. And again, I don't compete against anybody else but myself, right?
Yeah, but I mean, literally, you have to see, like, what you're up against. I mean, if you're competing to win a race, like, you're kind of like, okay, well, then my time. But that's still you. It's just seeing what you have to do.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with some friendly competition, like
Exactly. So there was a couple races, like when I qualified for New York, I remember hitting, like, paces I never thought I would ever hit, and I was like, I was crying. I'm like, did I really just hit? Because I try to, like, not look at my watch very often. I just, like, it's just mentally, I'm like, okay, if I run a 10-minute mile, then I'll be here, and then, like, all of a sudden, like, I built up all this extra time in my head because I'm running like a 7-minute mile. I'm like, oh wait, I have, like, this huge buffer. Okay, but I think toward the end, yes, I was like, I'm hitting some awesome paces, like, and then I would do really good, and then other times I'm doing really good, and I take, because my age group, everybody's running, so I take, like, 10th place while the person who's in their 20s who ran slower than me takes first. And I'm like, really? Really? I'm like 11th place. Or there'd be times where I would be like, I did a marathon and it was, it was like a straight uphill. Like my Garmin was not going. It was like straight uphill. And I got to the end and I was like, called my husband. I'm like, I hate this race. I don't ever want to be here. This is stupid. and he's 30 minutes away. I'm like, where are you? He's like, well, I didn't know what time you're gonna finish. I'm like, you're not gonna be at the finish line. Like, I was so mad. And I crossed the finish line. I'm pissed because nobody's there. And then I get my time card, and he shows up when I'm looking at my time card. I'm like, oh, I took third, but yeah, not very many people ran it. But like I was like, oh my gosh, I took third, even though it was like a slow. But I was like mad in the race. So you don't know, you never know where you really are. Like you could think you're doing great, and you could place farther down, and you could think you're doing awful, and you could take third, and you just don't know. So like, just enjoy as much as you can while you're running and saying like, F this, I hate this is stupid. Enjoy it, like, because you just don't know where you're going to end up at.
If that doesn't look racing, I don't know what does. It's all the emotions.
I hate this. You're not going to be at the finish line?
I know. I was so mad. I was like, really? He's like, well, I didn't know how long it takes you. You give me a time window. I'm like, fine.
That's awesome. I love that.
Because, but they try to be supportive. I'm like, they try.
It's like my mom. I went in to do the marathon last year, and my mom's like, "Well, I told her it was going to take you like 2 hours or something."
You're about to set the world record for women.
You're like,
oh my God,
that'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that be something? You guys would have had no idea.
You're like, no, I did. That would be awesome.
Oh my God.
Grace, what do you have on the calendar for this year in terms of like hopeful races? If you don't mind sharing. If you don't want to, that's fair too.
I have Chicago, the 5K. I'm gonna do, and then I'm signed up for just the Chicago Marathon.
Just the Chicago Marathon, she says.
I know, but we'll see. One of the race directors here in Utah, I contacted them and I said, hey, if I want to do a half marathon, could I push a stroller without having somebody in it? They're like, yeah, we'll accommodate you. So Revel I cannot do because that would
be dangerous with the stroller.
Yeah, that would be impossible.
Even allow it.
Yeah, and it's really hard to find a race that is flat here. It is essentially impossible.
Fly out and see us.
I know. That's what I'm thinking.
The Midwest has lots of flat races.
I know, but I have to have like a stroller, which you have, and then the side of the road has to be like.
I know of a race you could come and do.
Is it open? Is there availability?
What does that mean?
Like, which race are you talking about? I could do.
You could come and run the Des Moines Half Marathon or the Des Moines 5K or the Des Moines Marathon.
That's the week after Chicago, though.
Ooh, I should just stay out there.
No, well, that would be freaking awesome. I would love everything about that, but
that would be fun.
I think you better do Chicago if that's the one. The hopeful.
That's a hopeful.
Can you push a stroller in that or no?
No, well, not as of now. I'm working with.
I'm a baby runner. You guys are gonna have to fill me in on all the things.
Yeah. Oh, my husband just popped in here. Are you moving to Chicago?
Yes, you can move in with us.
Yes. Sorry, Andrew. They have the cute houses. You know I like those houses. But he'll probably comment something about the weather. Be like, "You'll freeze." Like I'm freezing right now. He's like,
"You must be husband night in the chat."
With the heat, it's fine.
He's Andrew.
All of our husbands have been contributing. I love everything about that.
That's so fun. Our husbands should be friends.
Ryan had said, we were talking earlier about the individualized running, and he said there's freedom in not concerning ourselves with what other people think of us, and that is so true. I totally agree.
That is so true, honestly, because like it's an individual sport within itself, and it really is your own demon. Like running is your own demon. So, and I'm all for the uplifting.
I think that's why I like it so much, because I'm not very competitive in nature. I am with things that I know that I can do well, but I'm not competitive if it's something that I would have to like work hard at. And I am competing with just myself. And it's like, I don't say that in like a superficial way. Like it's legitimately true. Like I'm not even thinking about another person, like in your circumstances, being a person who could win the race, like I just want to finish every single time, like I never have any expectation of even being in a top 10. Like I just want to finish. So like that part of it to me is why I think it's so like addicting to me, is that I just have such different like such a different thought process than like you would, Mary Grace or Lauren, wanting to actually go and like break the tape. You know what I mean? I think that's why it's so cool. Like last year we had a call with a couple Olympic runners that's running, and one of them, I was telling Lauren about this guy named Brandon Miller, and he literally said the thing that he loves about running races is that you have the elite runners, and then you have the people who just want to cross the finish line, and they're doing this at the same time together, and it's insane. And I actually, that was like the biggest kind of like aha moment about running for me, was to hear him say, like, you have the elite runners and then you have everybody else, but everybody's there together. And
every reason is valid. It's not that one reason is better than another. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about running. Mm-hmm. It's like, whatever your why, it's totally valid. It matters. And that's what's great. And it's so diverse.
I agree. Like it is. It's like your own, and like it's game, because I never went out like only during 5Ks where I'm like, I'm gonna really like try to win, because 5Ks were like nothing back, like, because you're running marathons, like 5Ks were like, oh, I've run 3 miles, like but
that's my easy train day. Yeah, no,
but now I'm like like now it's like I can't even run a mile without like whatever, but it's okay, time and place. But like I just lost my own train of thought. But you compete with yourself. Like, that's what is awesome about running, is like, really, it is you getting better in that individual sport for yourself, and just becoming better of a person for you and what you need. And like, your training sessions are going to look different each time. Like, sometimes you might need to run 3 miles or like you run 3 times a week, and then you lift, and then you do this, and the next training cycle is going to be like, okay, I'm going to do 6 days of running, and every training cycle is different for what you need at that time. And that's what we need to remember too. Like, it's just going to look different every time we get out there.
And you are in your rebuilding season, and you are going to have the biggest comeback of all. I just know it, Mary Grace. I firmly believe that to my core.
I think so too. I think the first step is, you went ahead, you felt your feelings about it, you expressed it, you let people know, like, hey, I'm not okay with this. Like, you documented the whole story. And like, I respect that so much, because it's hard to share your struggles like that. It's hard to tell people, like, I'm in a rough place. It's hard to admit that. And then to be like, okay, I acknowledge it. And now I'm going to do absolutely anything I can to fix it, change it, or at least adapt to it so that I can still do the thing that I love. I just think that's your comeback story is like,
I'm trying, but
it's ruined. Oh, well, you better keep having a blast while you're doing it too, because it like made my whole day. I sit here and I was like dying when I watched that TikTok, and I'm like, oh my God, she left the stroller. People are like, there's a baby.
They're like running, and they're like, and I'm like, it's fine. But I'm trying to figure it out, because I do love running. I love the community. And I lost my community here in Utah for running, just because they are running and I can't do what they can do. And I might try some trails. Like, Drew was like, we can go do some trails, and we had made plans, but like that morning I was like, my dystonia wouldn't allow me. Like, I had a message from mom, like, I can't, my dystonia is acting up. And it's a give and take. Some days I'll act up, and other days I'm like, oh, I don't feel it. And I just don't know when it's going to happen, which sucks, because I'm like, everything has to be perfect for me to run, which isn't how a runner is, because it's never, ever, always perfect. Yeah. So but I'm going to keep trying, because it needs to be more aware. More runners need to be aware of dystonia, because it's not, like, there's 3 people I know that are running Chicago that have it, which is really rare. So.
But it's also promising to know there are people who have runners dystonia who are still doing marathons. And that's really good news.
And I guess a good question would be, do you ever like bounce information off of those people that that you have, like do they have any good advice? And if so, what has been some of that advice that you've gotten from them?
No, I haven't asked them particularly, but I do belong to a Runners Walkers Dystonia group. And so I've gotten some advice from them, but like, one day something will work, and the next day I will go out and try that same thing, and it will not work.
Yeah.
Because it's neurological, right? It's all in my brain, which sucks because it's like it's in my brain, but my brain reprogrammed itself to walk. Like I walk so bad, but it's okay. It's okay. We're working through it and trying to. If not, we'll see what happens next. But no, I like we all like talk about it, but I haven't asked those ones particularly because they might not be affected when they run. Like you could not be affected when you run, but you're affected when you walk.
Well, like you said, if it's just your brain and your wiring, then their wiring is different than yours. Everybody's different, so whatever works for them may not work for you. I'm just happy that the stroller situation is
so far. Yeah, it's worked so far. And then the running on the dirt trail, that's been helpful a lot because I couldn't do it without either, honestly. So that's why I'm a little worried about Chicago. But I can run on tar. I ran on tar the other day, and I'm like, oh, my body's okay with tar on my one foot. It's so weird.
Have you tried all different types of shoes? Like, could it maybe like a trail shoe be helpful? I'm just talking out loud. This could be nonsense.
No, I tried all shoes. The only ones I have not tried are Asics. Again, when I tried them when I first started running, they were too soft, and so Asics might be okay. But I've tried all, and it's just give or take, unfortunately. So, yeah. But I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna go try Brooks again. So I'm gonna keep trying. It's so dumb. It's so dumb, you guys. It makes me so mad. It's just dumb.
And Lindsay said, "I'm so glad you're speaking about this. I feel alone when this happens to me." So Lindsay is someone that also must have Runners Dystonia. So I'm glad.
Lindsay, do you have it?
Yeah.
Does Lindsay have dystonia? I don't think Lindsay and I are friends. If not, we need to be best friends. Sorry. No, I mean, second best friend.
Now.
Yeah. Whoa.
I know.
Yes, she says yes. So connections are made. Mary Grace
Yeah,
is my best
Lindsay.
friend.
I'm following you right now, girl. Or like, oh wait, maybe I do follow. Nope. Well, I don't know. It's not letting me follow you. But I will at the end because we have to be best friends. Second best friends. Third, fourth, because my husband's in here with the baby. So.
I can be tied. That's
But
fine.
not my sister wife. Not my sister wife. Lauren Tori, my sister wife. Sorry.
That is so awesome. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That makes me happy.
Lauren, do a rundown real quick and make sure that we got all of. First of all, I feel like in a very organic way, we literally touched base on all of our questions that we normally would have touched base on in like such an organic way, which is kind of awesome because we didn't really ask any questions. We just talked the whole time, which is kind of like the best thing about this.
It's fun.
I'm just trying to think if there's any other questions that we haven't asked, and I don't really feel like we missed any. So I'm like kind of loving this.
I told you Mary Grace is the best ever.
I love it. You guys are awesome.
We're going to have to do this again.
Yes.
We're going to have to do this one again. Well, if you guys are just popping on for the first time ever, we have taken our hashtag Run Talk and we turned it into a podcast, which last week's episode with Kevin will drop on YouTube today. And our Spotify and Amazon podcasts will drop sometime maybe this weekend, maybe a little bit. We don't
Friday night?
but
Hopefully Friday night.
yes, we hope for Friday night if all parties involved participate in the correct way. Sometimes that's on me. So I'll take full responsibility. We won't blame producer Rob for that one.
Producer Rob.
We just want to say thank you, Mary Grace, for joining us, for popping in here with us and having the best conversation ever because, you know, this is so awesome and I love everything about it. And I cannot wait to continue to watch all the things and watch you push through. And I'm so excited for the upcoming, I can't wait to meet every person in person and give hugs. And I know it will happen. I'm not worried about it. I know it will happen. I don't know when everybody will meet up, but I know that at some point we will all be in the same room, which will be really wild, won't it?
It will be
I just
fun.
want to say this, that I hope this fall or even a year from now or sooner, we can look back at this video and say, remember Mary Grace, when we were talking about your dystonia, and now look at you. Look how far you've come, and you're going to be back running the way you used to and the way you want to. And I truly believe that.
I'm all for that one. Let's send that out.
Yep,
I'm saying it now.
so too. And you know what? When I mean, Lauren, I'm sure also has the same experience, but when I manifest things, they happen.
Oh,
so I
1000%.
actually think I will say that out loud too, that Mary Grace, in 1 year, for sure, we will come back and do a follow-up episode after you have like been like, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm running 7 marathons in 7 days on 7 continents or something wild.
I'm doing that. Heck yeah, let's do it. I don't have the finance. I have the finances for that. I do have the money. I have the money for that.
We'll get you sponsors. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh, I need them. I need them because I need to buy the lever and I need sponsors for a few things. So let's do it because
Okay. All right.
other things I need it.
We better just keep speaking all these good, awesome, amazing things out into existence. We will do that for sure. But you guys, thank you so much for popping in here with us tonight, and we will be back again next week with. We'll let you know. We'll let you know who will be in here with us next week. It's always a surprise, and we like to keep it that way. So
I love it. You guys are awesome. You guys are the best.
you're the best. I like. You wouldn't even believe how many times I'm telling Lauren. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love Mary Grace so much.
Because I go in there like all your lives. I'm like, I'm giving her people.
Yes, I do.
I
I
like
said
it.
that to Lauren, I was like, Lauren, she's like my biggest supporter when I'm doing my other IB lives and all these things. Like it's, I love everything about it. I'm so glad we got to do this. Like, I'm so glad.
Thanks for inviting me, you guys.
Thanks for taking the time. Hope you have a
Okay, I better go put these kids to bed.
I know. Thanks again for doing it later. Sorry, you guys.
Oh my gosh, don't
You gotta
you
get
dare.
whacked.
Don't you dare.
You gotta get services done. Like, I mean, they got trips to go on.
Everyone wants to look and feel their best. It's all good.
1000%. And I agree with that. So, all right, ladies, have a good night.
You too. Bye, guys.
Bye, you guys. Bye.
Thanks again.